Hi everybody, welcome back to the Sacred Sisterhood podcast. It is a smoking hot day here in Salzburg, which is fantastic as we approach the summer solstice next week. The energy right now is fire. Fire. And speaking of fire, I'm just gonna light up some Palo Santo. Normally I'm pretty big on burning my prairie sage from my homeland, but all my prairie sage is outside right now because I've been doing crazy amounts of clearing right now, because if you're in my Sacred Sheep Hack community, you would have seen my Facebook Live just yesterday, or maybe it was a couple days ago. Yes, today's Wednesday, so 2 days ago, talking about the really intense energies right now, because as we move into summer, we are approaching summer solstice, we're moving into eclipse season, and we also are dealing with crazy amounts of solar storms right now. So it is just stirring up a bunch of energy within us and within the collective, and we're transmuting all of that. It's a lot that we're feeling, but we really have to be careful that we don't lose ourselves in the drama of it all, and we are being ultra aware of our own home energy and doing the clearing and grounding work every single day that's necessary for us to come home to our home frequency, outside, like beneath all of the other energetic things that we're picking up in the collective, right? Like, we are becoming really, really ultra aware of other people's thoughts, other people's anxieties, like just other people's vibes, other people's energy, and it's really, really intense. So we just really have to be ultra aware of, putting up our white and golden shield or whatever color that feels good to you around you, and asking Archangel Michael repeatedly throughout the day to vacuum off all entities, attachments, energetic cords, imprints, fears that have stuck onto your energy field, and to ask him to then fill your channel with pure divine light and love. So we really have to just really stay on top of our energetic game so that we can manage these intense energies without completely losing ourselves in the madness of it all. So today, what I want to vibe out on, I'm feeling called to talk about trusting yourself, your intuition, your inner knowing, your inner wisdom, and how we can really, really develop that within ourselves. This has been a huge theme in my life that I have worked on in the past and done a bunch of clearing on, and I've definitely hit a new level of really coming into union with myself and my intuition. So I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory here, just so that y'all are on the same in the same like vortex as me as to where all of this is coming from. So many of you know a big part of my story, but just in case you're new here, it was a year and a month ago that I put my dog on a plane, my 9-year-old massive dog. I put her she had to go in cargo, and we flew from Canada to Austria to join my Irishman fiance. Now, we had met in Cuba, and it started like this whirlwind romance of traveling and doing the long distance thing, and video calls on Sundays, and we only saw each other like every few months. But we both just knew it was right. And he proposed after 8 months. There wasn't a single hesitation for me. I knew it in my full being that this man is my king, and this man is someone I've spent many lifetimes with before, and this man is here to teach me so much, and here to hold the sacred container for me to do the work that I'm doing in this world. And I just knew. And I also, based on that intuition, that intuitive nudge, which wasn't even a nudge, it was like a full intuitive tidal wave ripping through me, I packed up my dog and I moved to Austria after, I guess, we had been together for a year and a few months at that point when I made the move over. And I mean, moving countries, moving across seas, it's a pretty big feat. It's not super easy to do. There's a lot of work and money that goes into it. And I mean, you're leaving behind your friends and family. So, I mean, it wasn't a decision I took lightly, but at the same time, I didn't ever second guess myself that it was not the right choice for me. And I was so anchored in that not a single person in my life questioned me if I should be doing this or not. They just knew, because I was so anchored in it. Like, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be. And now that I've been here for a year and a month, I mean, I already knew right at the get-go, even though there was a lot of hurdles and struggles with adjusting to the new life, and, grieving my friends and family and everyone that I left back home, I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. So moving along, I've been sharing a lot more openly about my struggles with acne this past year and a half. I went off birth control, and there was a while there that my period was only coming like every 90 days. And so finally my body has balanced and my hormones are in tune with each other. And I usually bleed with the new moon, except this time around I was a week late, which was a bit funky to me. However, I recently was diagnosed by a chiropractor here that was like, he's this amazing benevolent being who just like walked in, and went in for this hip adjustment. He was like, and then all of a sudden he was like pressing on my stomach, and he diagnosed me with too much bacteria in my stomach, which is causing this acne. And so he gave me some websites to check out with the foods and stuff that I could eat, except there was, as many of you know, when you all of a sudden find out that you have to restrict your diet in certain ways, there's so much information out there that is second guessing one another. Like, one website says, yes, eat broccoli. The next website says, no, don't eat broccoli. One website says no beans, which is my main source of protein because I'm a vegetarian. And the next website says yes to beans. So it was just very, very confusing, and I really was kind of going on this alone. I wasn't working with my chiropractor directly to help heal my stomach. And so this whole journey has been me really trusting myself and my intuition of what feels right, what foods feels right in my body, what supplements are right for me to take, what is the right time for me to eat, and so forth. So the last 2 weeks I already ate really, really healthy, but I definitely did have a bit of a chocolate habit. After my dinner, me and my fiance kind of got in the habit of walking down the street to the store to pick up a bar of chocolate, like dark chocolate or whatever, and I didn't always make the best choices of which chocolate I was picking. So what this has really done, me taking full ownership of like, okay, my stomach is unhappy, which is that's my solar plexus. That's my power point, right? My stomach isn't happy. It's coming out in the form of acne. Like, I'm going to take full responsibility for my healing because I love myself, and I'm going to do everything that is necessary for my body to help me heal and nourish myself. And I really I'm thinking back on just how long this has kind of been going on. Like, in January, I was getting I would get so unbelievably hungry that I'd feel like I was going to throw up. And then I just had to keep eating. It was insane. And I know that my body's been going through major, major adjustments with all this light that's coming through from the sun. It's changing our digestive systems. It's changing our bodies. My blue eye color has popped because I'm reflecting more light. And you're going through these changes too. Maybe you've really noticed that there's certain foods you just cannot have. You have to be ultra aware of not having any caffeine, not drinking alcohol, not putting sugar into your body, and so forth, right? I need to take a drink. So this past 2 weeks has been such a journey of literally I test my body, my energy, to see with everything before I put it in my body to see if it's right for me or not. So when I'm standing at the pharmacist about to buy, an iron supplement, for example, I put it against my stomach and against my body. I take a deep breath. And as I exhale, I allow my body to either naturally rock forward or backwards, whichever I intuitively feel. And your body knows what to do. If I rock forward towards a supplement, my body needs that. If I rock backwards, my body does not want that. So, for example, B12 is a vitamin that a lot of vegetarians and vegans take to support them. And I was thinking, wow, shit, like I haven't been taking B12 or anything. Maybe I haven't really been supporting my body and with my journey of being a vegetarian in the way that I should be. And I read online, B12. So I go to they call it an apothecary here. It's like apothecary. And Austria is so amazing for their natural products. And they so often have like antibiotics that are all completely made of herbs. So I went down to my apothecary to try out this B12, and I brocked away from it. Even though online it's saying B12, but I tried multiple different kinds of B12, and my body rocked back. And so I trust that. And this is what I've had to do when I've been grocery shopping, is because I have no idea what I can and can't eat right now. Some websites say one thing, other websites say another thing. Every single food that I put in my grocery cart or little shopping basket, I put against my body and I test it to see if my body wants that. And then I do so as well when I'm cooking. Okay, does my body want pineapple today, or does my body want strawberries today in my smoothie? Does my body want this? And it takes time. It takes time to do this, but I've created the time to nourish my body in such a way so that I know that everything that I'm putting in my body is super intentional to help support my body in her healing. And I'm not looking at it as like, oh shit, like I can't have my tea, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have pasta, I can't have this. Rather, I'm looking at it as, you know what? I love myself. And my body needs a little bit of extra attention and support right now. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do to support my vessel in her healing. Because this is a time of ascension. This is a time of great transformation, of great expansion. And my vessel is my vehicle. My vessel is the reason why my soul is incarnated on this earth to do the amazing magical work that I am destined to do. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to support my body, my vessel, in thriving with her vitality. As well as blessing literally everything that I put into my body. Setting an intention with every single supplement, every single food, every glass of water of what this is going to do for my body. Blessing and releasing any negative vibrations, any heavier energies, any denser energies, any toxins, any attachment, any fears that are connected to this food, and calling forth the most powerful, beautiful, vibrant nutrients that my body requires to heal, that my body will easily absorb and digest to support my healing, and blessing it with so much love and angel light, and thanking Mother Gaia for these beautiful foods. I need an ashtray for my Palo Santo. I've been like burning it like crazy, but not ashing it out, and it's ashing on my meditation pillow here. So what all of this has done is fired my intuition up in such a powerful way that I've never experienced to this level before. I mean, I was pretty in tune already. I mean, I knew that when my niece was going to be born, I knew that my sister-in-law was going to go in labor that day, like certain things like that. Like I just had these knowings, right? And we all have these knowings. And the more we practice it, the more aware that we become of them. And the more we trust it, the more real it really becomes in our reality. I lost my train of thought. That's okay. I'll come back to it. Oh yes, I know now. As well as just trusting that this man that I met in Cuba is the right man for me, and just moving my whole life across the world to be with him, and it truly being exactly what I thought it was, and it being so expansive and magical day in and day out. So I've already was very, very in tune with my intuition, but it now has completely like expanded in such a beautiful way of such self-reverence that like I know exactly what my body needs at the time that she needs it. And it's all come down to me actually slowing down and taking the time to check in with my body by practicing intuitive eating, by practicing intuitive movement. You know, like I've been doing a lot of like Kundalini Kriyas for my digestive system. And, you know, if I feel like I'm a little bit blocked in my heart chakra, I'll go in and do a heart opening Kriya instead that day, you know, and just being very like, just really honoring what I need. And this has completely fired up my intuition in such a magical, magical way where now it's like, as soon as I think of something, I'll just hear yes or no. Yes or no. Yes, this is true. Yes, no, this is not true. Like it's just instant. And so what I recommend for you ladies, because we all need to, our intuition is our strongest guidance system. You know what's right for you and what's wrong for you. You know what path feels right, what path doesn't. You know what relationship feels right and what relationship doesn't. When we stop looking outside of ourselves for guidance, for advice, for opinions, for like, oh, should I do this or should I do that? And just come home to our true self and tap in to that deep inner knowing that is within you. That's you being in your power, lady. That is you trusting yourself to every cell of your being that you make the right choices and that you know exactly what's right for you and you know exactly, you just know. The thing is that so many of us, and I've had to work through this in the past as well, have been conditioned to look outside of ourselves for that validation, for that guidance, for that opinion, right? That we aren't taught how to trust ourselves. We aren't taught how to really tap into our inner knowing. And so by doing practices like intuitive eating, like trying the rock back, rock forward, you can do this with a pendulum as well. You know, testing the food with a pendulum if it rotates clockwise. If clockwise, first off, test to make sure a yes, no. Like if the answer to the question is yes, like test with your name. My name is Mary Enns. And if it spins clockwise, you know that that's your yes. And then say something like, my name is John Paul Wright. That's my fiance's name. If the pendulum swings counterclockwise, then you know that's your answer to no. So then you can start to ask questions as far as like, is this symptom as a result of this? Is this food good for me? Blah, 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 blah. And what that's doing is really helping you nurture that relationship with your intuition. And the more that you practice it, the stronger your intuition will get, and the stronger that trust that you have in yourself will develop. And it does take practice, and it takes slowing down and really, really checking in with yourself, and really like, when you feel that intuitive nudge, go and do it or make that choice accordingly. Otherwise, you are dishonoring that inner wisdom within you, and that's blocking that inner wisdom to come through. So there's certain like things that you can start to practice to do. So when you like go out for a coffee and you know you want to have a cake, or you're going out for dinner, the first thing that like draws you in, the first food on the menu that like interests you, pick with that one. Don't spend like 5 minutes humming about what all your options are. Start practicing making decisions instantly, like rapidly. Like, you know what? Yep, that looks great. I'm going to go with that. And just trust that that is exactly what you need. And that's going to be the most perfect, beautiful meal for you. And it's going to feel good. And it's going to make you feel loved. And you're going to enjoy the experience of it. If you suddenly feel like that pull that, oh, maybe I should stop at the crystal store on my way home today, do it. Make time to do that, because there is something there in the crystal store that is waiting for you that you need right now. Whether it be a new oracle deck or a book or a beautiful new rock that you want to put on your altar, right? Really, like, when you get those intuitive nudges, do it. Trust it. Act on it. Because the more that you do it, the stronger that it will get. As well as, I actually use this for books as well. I know that I will be guided to the right books in the perfect, most perfect timing. Same with podcasts. I don't really listen to a whole lot of YouTube feeds or podcasts these days, because I'm just very, very anchored in my own voice and my own experience that, I just don't really take in a whole lot of content these days, other than like books in accordance with the work that I'm doing. But I just trust that the right books are going to fall on my path as needed. You know what I mean? Even like when I go on Gaia, which if you are not subscribed to Gaia, I fully recommend it. It's like Netflix for spirituality. I think it's like 11 euros a month, which is super, super cheap for the abundance of stuff that you're getting. It's amazing. Everything from ancient civilizations to, there's so much subconscious reprogramming and goddesses and divine feminine and masculine and stuff that's going on out in the cosmos. Health. I can't even begin to describe it. It's just amazing. But I trust that I really follow my intuition when it comes to what episode I'm going to watch or what I'm going to listen to on it, because I know that my intuition is going to guide me to the right one. And so if I feel called to watching a certain episode, I don't second guess it. That's what I put on. And there is always a message in that episode or that documentary that is exactly what I needed to hear for my evolution at the time. So, ladies, this is an intense time, but it also is an opportunity to really come into union with yourself, with your vessel, with your intuition, with your higher self, to help support you through this. You know exactly what you need when you need it. We just have to clear the smoke, the fog, the energetic muck that's like keeping you from hearing it and feeling it and believing it. So just start with these little practices and allow your connection with your intuition to expand. Get curious, ask yourself questions, feel what feels right and feel what doesn't. If your body lightens up when you ask a question, it's right. If it feels expansive, it's right. If it feels spacious, it's right. That's all I want to drop in about that today. I appreciate all of you that have been listening to the show and offering me feedback and love. I appreciate you all so much. And I also wanted to let you listeners know that I am offering early bird pricing of €1,000 off my Cosmic Radiance program. It's a 6-month private coaching package. And this offer is lasting until summer solstice, the €1,000 off early bird pricing. And what Cosmic Radiance is, it is a very, very highly transmutive container, and it's going to take you through a whole bunch of processes to help you collapse timelines of lacking self-belief, lacking that trust, really helping you honor yourself, really helping you come home to your true self, to your true authentic voice, so that you can develop that inner magnetism, that inner radiance, that inner energetics of self-belief, higher self-integration, embodiment of the divine feminine, really just, approaching life from a really beautiful, surrendered, feminine, empowered place, so that you can bring your magic into the world powerfully in whatever form that means for you. If that's, beginning to bring your art into the world, or maybe you desire to have a baby, or perhaps you desire to know that you're a healer and you want to build a business around So this is a very, very beautiful journey that we'll take together, a true collaboration of my energy with your energy among the galactic team that I work with to help you develop that inner radiance, that cosmic connection for you to do what you are destined to do in this world. So if this resonates with you, you can reach out, and I'm booking enrollment calls right now to see if we are a right fit. And I will also drop the link for you to check out more about what the Cosmic Radiance package is and what it all entails. It's so freaking magical and supercharged. I'm so excited about it. I'll drop the link for you to check out more about it in the show notes. So that's all I wanted to chat about today. If you are enjoying the show, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss each week's episode. I'm not sure if I'm going to be posting every week. We'll find out. We're just going to flow with it and vibe out with it. As well as, if you feel called to, I would appreciate it so much if you could leave a rating and a review so that this show can get out to more amazing women and humans like yourself who are on the path of ascension, on the path of healing, and all of these amazing woo energetic things. I love you all. Thank you for being here, and have an amazing rest of your week.